Hello and welcome to Time Worn and Weathered. This channel is designed for people who want to see what stuff looks like after it's been worn and used and loved and developed a bit of a patina and a few scratches and scuffs. Not the normal pristine white glove reviews of brand new objects, but more real review of items that I think have got some worth and that have managed to survive life with me for at least a year. The first of the reviews that I've got for you is of an Omega automatic wristwatch. It's a Omega Aqua Terra running the 8500 movement. This watch has been with me for almost a year and a half now. It's not had any services, any polishes or anything like that. So what you're seeing is what a watch looks like after being worn every single day. This watch goes everywhere with me. It comes to work every day with me. I work in an office, so that's not a particularly volatile environment, but it's come with me on bike rides. It's come with me swimming, although not too often. It's come with me on camp. We go camping as a family every year. It's not a museum piece. It's not kept in a velvet box. It's worn daily. My kids grab at it. The 8500 movement has the quick set hour hand, which means if you're travelling places that you can either run it forward an hour or backwards an hour without any difficulty. It lets you do that without interrupting the second hand, so you don't lose any time while you're doing that. It has a screw down crown for waterproofing. As you can see from this watch, there's a few hairline scratches, particularly on the bezel area of the watch. Nothing at all on the sapphire crystal. Anyone who's had a watch with a sapphire crystal knows that they just don't scratch. But you can see on the shoulders of the watch and on the edges of the bezel there's a few scratches and a few scuffs. The brush surfaces seem to come off an awful lot better. Don't seem to pick up the scratches as much on the body of the watch. You can see there. And again you can see the top of the bezel. Just a few hairline scratches. These would probably polish out quite easy with a little bit of Cape Cod, but I'm not a huge fan of polishing things all the time. I like things to look like they've been with me for a while and develop a bit of a patina. As we look at the strap on the watch, the bracelet clasp gets the most wear. You can see that it gets scuffed. This is mostly from scuffing it on the edge of the desk or whatever I'm to be walking past. The whole bracelet has a number of scuffs along the brushed surfaces. The polished end links seem to have done a little bit better. They seem to have only picked up fingerprints, but the brush surfaces seem to have picked up quite a lot of scuffs and scratches along its time. As you can see, the only thing that the polished links have really picked up is all my fingerprints. And again, I may polish the bracelet at some point in time, though I'm not too worried about the odd scuff and scratch, but I may polish the bracelet up just to bring back some of that luster. And it's not actually as bad in real life as it looks under the very bright light that I've got under here. In real life you don't really pick up these scuffs and scratches, they blend in. The watch has been worn on a variety of bracelets and straps. Most of the time it lives on a stainless steel bracelet that came with the watch. Other than that, it goes on a Hawaiian leather strap from Nomos, or a plain NATO strap. I've got a couple of NATO straps, a black and grey one. And for my daughter's birthday, who happened to be born on the same day as the Queen, I'm not a royal, but I do celebrate her birth. And so we've got a red, white and a blue for Elsie's birthday. Most of the time it lives on the bracelet because that's proven to be the most comfortable and most versatile out of all the straps that it goes on. So it shows more wear than any of the others will. The 8500 movement's a coaxial movement from Omega. It's a really stable movement. I tracked the watch's variants. Did this a number of times, and every time that I've tracked it, the rate of gain has always stayed very steady, around about 2.7 to 2.9 seconds per day. A really flat rate of change. If you're the kind of person who gets excited about chronometer status, it's well within the COSH specifications, and I've never had any problems. It tends to be more variable as the watch runs down. If you take the watch off your wrist a lot, then it'll show more variation. But even then, it's very, very marginal, a very stable, very reliable timepiece. Never had any issues with it over the last year and a half. Thanks for watching. I hope that this is useful to people. If you like what you've seen, please feel free to subscribe.